that's what's coming. Is we're going to really take a step further into the connecting people part of it, and it's really going to be a great forum and a great place for people to really sort of usher them into the experience of the outdoors.
Yeah.
The award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. We thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We are in an awesome place today, a new place I'd like to call my studio more often.
I like
awesome.
the way this looks.
We got a few
Toys,
Kawasaki's, some Hondas, some Suzuki's. We got all kinds of fun stuff behind us. And we are at the Columbia Power Sports Super Center in Columbia,
Tennessee.
Yeah, so
I can see why they call it the Super Center, too.
Yeah. This is a large studio here, a large shop where you can come check out all the fun stuff they've got. We're here because they're a great partner. They're a great partner for the agency, the foundation, and they've done a lot for us, and we just wanted to give them a little shout out, and we're going to have them on a show in the future too. So
sounds good.
Yeah. Don King helping me co-host.
Yeah. Good to be here today, Jason. Thanks for the invite, and so excited that we've got our special guest, Bryan White, with us today.
Let me do a drum roll.
Yeah. Hey, we're coming out of the COVID sleep, and he was telling me he's kind of trying to get used to getting back on the bus again.
Yeah.
So there's a tour going on, and maybe we can kind of jump into that a little bit.
Yeah, the Country Rewind tour, right?
Yes,
sir.
Tell us what's going on there.
Well, like I was telling you guys earlier, it's I'm having to sort of get used to being on a bus again. It's been a minute or two, but I think unanimously that first show back, we all looked at each other at sound check. I'm out on the road with it's Wade Hayes, Daryl Worley, and myself. Wade has had to step out for a few dates, and Andy Griggs has come in and is doing some dates with us. But that first couple of dates, we looked at each other on the stage and sound check, and we were just like, boy, it is good to be back playing music and be around people. So we're just thrilled to be back at it,
Awesome. What's some of the locations you played so far?
Florida, Texas. We were in Alabama last weekend. We're just pretty much going to be everywhere. The only place we're not going is kind of West Coast. It's kind of been more.
They're still shut down out there.
Yeah, it's been more kind of Midwest to
go out there
South. Yeah. We got Macon, Georgia this weekend, and West Columbia, South Carolina this weekend. So just thrilled to be playing music again and to see people coming out.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's the reaction of the people that are coming out to hear you guys? What are they like?
They've been like us. I mean, in the autograph line, they've been the same way. They've just been like, we're so grateful that you're here, willing to come out and do this and play, and so it's been an awesome experience so far.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think people are ready to get out everywhere. People are just tired of being shut down and want to get out and do something.
And that voice.
Yep, Johnny Allred.
Johnny Allred.
We didn't introduce Johnny. He's the development director for the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Foundation, and we're glad to have him. He's been on many times and helped us co-host a few shows.
He sure has.
Appreciate you jumping in today, too.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, that's going on. Bryan's been playing music, and I have to say that's some of my favorite music. You and Daryl and those guys, that was just the best time. That's the best country music out there.
Oh, man, thank you.
I enjoy listening to that.
Thank you.
Good stuff. So, anyway, what's coming up? Governor's One Shot's coming up, right?
Governor's One Shot, yep, April 9th and 10th. It's coming up. Yeah, turkey season's opening up.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Turkey season is the start dates for most of the states, statewide, April 3rd through May 16th.
Yep.
And then if the Mississippi unit and then Lawrence, Giles, Lincoln, and Wayne counties are opening up a little bit later, April 17th through May 16th.
Yep.
The Young Sportsman Hunt is the week before the statewide hunt, and then for those other units, it's April 10th for those.
Trying to give it a little more breeding time for the toms on some of those counties that the population seems to be declining a little bit. So
and there's a study still going on.
Yeah,
there.
I think it's a 5-year study that UT is doing to try to find out why the decline is happening in some counties. But they're getting some answers.
Yep, and then our guys are doing even more work. Talking to Roger Shields last week, our turkey guy, they're banding birds and trapping and banding. So if
doing some organ testing and things that they're doing. So.
If you kill a bird and it's got a band on it, report it because we want to know.
Yep.
Keep doing the research.
Yeah, I just recorded a message for their message machine in the wildlife division this week about leg band reporting.
Yep.
So yeah, there's going to be a special place on the web you can go and report those, get the data in there so they can keep track of them.
And you can keep the souvenir. You can keep the band. They know about it.
Yeah.
Don't think they're going to take it away from you. They're going to let you have that.
Go back on our Facebook page and YouTube and watch those videos. We put out some informational videos about why they're doing it and what they're doing, all that good stuff. And, you can keep the band. And so, go check all that out. Well, I think that's all current events. We're here today to talk about the Tennessee outdoor community. If you haven't visited that website or seen that Facebook page, it's something Bryan came up with a while back, and we had Bryan and Johnny on the show, talked about this a while back, but now we're kind of revamping it. So let's just introduce people to it. Bryan, tell them what it is, what it was, and then we'll get into where it's going.
Sure. Well, I think the simplest way to put it is it's just a Tennessee wildlife advocacy website. And my initial thought was to create an area, a place, a forum of sorts where people could, commune and meet and talk about, their passions so that they have for the outdoors, and they could share their story of their hunt if they want to in great detail. They can share their score or their turkey or their deer, or they don't have to share any of that. If they just want to share a picture in a 2 sentences, they can do that too. But just a place where people can connect, and that I have something on the splash page that says where passion connects people, and I think I'll just say this passion of mine has connected me with some of the best people on the planet. I'm not kidding, like lifelong friends.
That's great.
And that's what I want to do for people with this site is connect people like I've been connected to people. So
yeah,
and I think newcomers are welcome, right? I mean, you're looking to kind of
we want newcomers.
Cast a
We
wide
want newcomers. I mean, people need to realize that we're losing our demographic. A lot of kids today are not. When we were
don't have the opportunity.
When we were all growing up, that's what we did.
Right.
We when hunting season opened, we all hunted and we all fished when it was time to go. And a lot of people aren't taking these kids and doing it anymore. So Bryan, I think his focus is trying to change that. Trying to make, as he said, this is where we make lifelong friends.
Exactly.
And we want that for kids today. We want these kids to come out and find the outdoors here in Tennessee and enjoy it. Bryan and I met in a stream in Colorado 30 years ago, but I mean, it's just where you meet great people and get to do things that you just love. You'll just love it. Once you get out here and do it, you'll just love it.
Well, and the memories that you create are just, I tell people sometimes, I don't know if I like actually the day that I'm going hunting better than reflecting on a lot of my memories. Sometimes I think I like reflecting on the memories even better, but there's just so many different experiences I've had with people from like Johnny to, Gary Morris to, Hank Parker, whoever, that I just like, man, what a blessing to be. I got to do a fishing show one time with James Best, Roscoe P. Coltrane. That was one. I thought I could die and go to heaven at that point. But it's connected me to so many people, and just like Johnny said, I could tell you 5 people right now who are not really outdoor savvy, but they have numerous times asked me to take them either fishing or hunting, and so I've really. Talking about the website, I've really tried to commission myself each hunting season to try to take somebody, not just one person, but multiple people. And so, I want to be as big of an advocate for hunting and fishing as possible, and especially for this state. We're so blessed. I mean, this is we are so blessed we don't need to go anywhere,
Right.
So
as far as hunting and fishing, we live in the greatest state in the union.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have a longer hunting season than any state. I mean, we all hunt out west a lot. I go to Colorado, and
I don't get to go out there. You going to take me?
But if you live in Colorado, I mean, you have to think all right, what week do I want to hunt? What week do I want to pick? They have to pick a week, you know, and decide that's when they're going to go. Not here. I mean, when the season opens, you can bow hunt in September. You can gun hunt or you can bow hunt the whole time, but you can hunt all the way into January.
Right.
Yeah. We get questions all the time on social media. What do I need to go hunt, and how do I get my turkey tag? Well, we don't really have tags. I mean, you can tag
Used
out.
to be tagged.
Yeah, but you don't have to earn that tag. You get 3.
Yeah.
To start with.
It's great, and you can go anytime between this date and that date. It makes it so easy. I think we've got a great place to be.
We got the best place in the union.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're talking about community. The site, Tennessee Outdoor Community, is what it's called, TNOutdoorCommunity.com. But hunting is a community. It's you want to get together, tell a story, you sit around the campfire, go out with friends. You don't do it. I mean, it's okay to do it alone, but it's more fun to do it with your buddies. And I think that's great because it says where passion connects. On the homepage of the site, and it's a place for everybody to connect and get together, share a story, talk about it, and hopefully where we're going, they can connect with each other and take somebody with them. Right?
Yeah, that's what's going to be really cool about the site too. Is that's what's coming. Is we're going to really take a step further into the connecting people part of it, and it's really going to be a great forum and a great place for people to really sort of usher them into the experience of the outdoors.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the beginning stages of it right now, but TNOutdoorCommunity.com, go check it out and just dive in and see what's there. But coming is a forum where we can chat, where you can get there and chat with folks and
ask questions.
Yeah. Where do you hunt in Tennessee? Well, maybe somebody will share it. Maybe
there are
take
people here in Tennessee, if you don't have a place to hunt or fish and you'd like to go, there are people here that would be glad to take you and introduce you to what we have. And this is just a link of a way those people can connect. I mean, you can get in there, and hopefully we'll have that running pretty soon where there'll be a place to connect with that, and somebody can get you out there if you need a place to go.
That's awesome. And, we talked about this a while back, Jason, how, the beginning of this for a lot of people was just a little bit intimidating. When you say it's somebody that doesn't have any sort of experience growing up in the outdoors, but they're really curious about it. There's a large majority of people that are really curious about it. They really want to hunt and really want to fish, but they just don't know.
Where do I start?
Yeah, where do I start?
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be kind of daunting for people, and I get that. So we want to eliminate some of those things by doing what we're talking about.
Even though we have a lot of wildlife management areas in the state where people can go on public land, if you're new at it, you're apprehensive about going out there and being in the woods with people that are there every year. They know everything about it, and you don't want to just go in blind. So we want to change that. We want to be able to have somebody to introduce you to it and take you there and kind of show you the ropes.
Yeah, create that confidence, knowing I can do this. You know, it's fun. Even as an experienced hunter, I would say I'm an experienced hunter. I don't, I hesitate going to some WMAs because I don't know them very well. I hadn't been there and scouted out and things like that. But a chance to introduce somebody, take them there, show them the ropes, show them what's available in the certain area that you live in, and that kind of thing. So we hope that's what this becomes, a place people can connect, teach people how to, show them where to go and how to go. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, well, I'm honored to be part of this with you guys, just part of this campaign, and I love it. I look forward to hearing stories down the road of people saying, hey, this is where it all started for me. I still think about the first few people that took me hunting for the very first time, and those people, we're very close friends, and I'm still over the top grateful for the experience I had, and them taking the time to take me out.
I see kids today that are grown, and I took them on the juvenile hunt or took them hunting somewhere, and they'll come up to me still and talk to me about it. And now they're taking kids, they're out
wow.
there. So it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Another thing that's great right now is the hunter education is free. If you don't have hunter ed and you want to start there, that's a good place to start to learn and get some information on hunting. With the NRA course, it's all online and free these days, so it makes it easy.
Yep.
We're trying to make it as easy as we can to get out there.
Right.
But I wanted to thank Bryan and Johnny and the foundation for teaming up together on this as well and helping bring new people in. And letting us kind of take over your site, or share the site and get people out there. I appreciate your passion for that.
Oh,
This
y'all
kind of
too.
all goes back to the Bass Pro Shop event that Bryan did. Coming up on 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Is it? Gosh,
and
it's amazing.
To be honest, the only reason that particular ball hasn't been picked up again is because the whole COVID
Right,
thing.
exactly.
We were coming on strong with that, and we haven't picked that up yet. But I do plan on
That can be
reconvening the Tennessee Giants. Yeah,
another part of this, but I love where it's gone from that, because that was the spark that kind of got the ball
Bryan's
rolling.
he's such an advocate for what we do for Tennessee and for hunting in general. I mean, he's a celebrity, and he sings all these places every week. He's somewhere else, and he takes time to do this, and he takes time to help us. He's helping us with the Governor's One Shot. He's going to guide. In fact, he's going to guide Commissioner Bill Cox. I don't know if anybody knew that yet. He's going to take Commissioner Cox. So that'll be fun.
Pressure.
No pressure there at all.
I always feel pressure when I'm in any sort of guide scenario. But
So Bill, be ready for this.
I had
a camera on that hunt.
Yeah, right.
Man, well, just talking about some memories. I guided a couple of years ago for the One Shot, and it was do you know these guys? It was a father-son, and their last name was Entwistle.
Oh, Jim Entwistle.
Yeah.
Johnny knows everybody.
I know. I depend on Johnny for my social life, basically.
Right.
But I took them, and they said they had been coming for years and hadn't had any success. And I'm not tooting my horn, but it is so cool to take somebody and have success, because they both got a bird, and we took some amazing pictures. And they were the dad was obviously he's an elderly man, and we had a little bit of a time getting over some terrain and stuff. But man, he was just over the moon about that turkey he got.
Really?
And there's nothing greater than that.
It makes me feel better than what they're feeling.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they're like going crazy. They never and had this experience before, but I'm like, this is for me, and I know you're liking it, but I like it better.
That's it. Yeah, it was incredible. I'll never forget it.
So, and I know they won't. For sure.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just grateful that you asked me to do that you trust me.
Thank you for coming and doing it.
Honored.
I know you got a schedule you have to work around, but we appreciate it. We really do.
Me too.
Yeah, so tell us about going deeper about the Governor's One Shot. How does people get involved with that? How does somebody get on that hunt?
Well, you can go to twrf.net and get information about the Governor's Hunt. And, if you're interested in guiding like Bryan, contact me. You can go to our website there and get my information and contact me. We'd love to have somebody guide. It's kind of filled up right now on what hunters we can take for this year. But, for next year, look us up.
And the area kind of runs the gamut, doesn't it?
It does, kind of all Middle Tennessee. Yeah, probably about 20-something counties. Of course, we're 4 counties short this year. We didn't talk about that. I don't know if we talked about those 4 counties, but we've got Lincoln, Giles, Wayne, and Lawrence are going to be opening 2 weeks later. It's what you talked about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Those particular
because of that
counties,
opening day.
they'll be opening, so we won't be utilizing those for the Governor's Hunt because they'll be two weeks later.
Yeah. But it's a fun event. It's more than just the hunt too. It's the social time.
And it just TWRA runs on money from license sales, and sometimes that doesn't cover everything. And it's a fundraiser that we do for TWRA's different programs that they do.
Mm-hmm. And the factory's a great venue for it. It's been there for several years now, and boy, I know you're busting at the seams usually at that place, but it's a really good venue for it.
Sure is, and so what a great place to have there in Middle Tennessee.
Bryan, you gonna play a few songs this year?
I don't believe so, but I will definitely be there. So I'm glad that I'm actually available. I know that we were talking this morning. It was initially going to be the weekend before, and things were starting to get a little sketchy for me schedule-wise, and it just worked out great. So I'm totally wide open. So I will definitely be there. If they need a song, I will readily be there.
All right.
Hey, I just thought about this. Turkey season opens on Easter weekend. Hey,
yeah.
No better place for a sunrise service than in the woods, right?
Oh, man.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's fun that it falls on that day. But, yeah. So tell us some stories. I mean, you guys have hunted for a while. What's some of the turkey adventures?
I can tell one from last year. I can tell one from last year.
Let's hear it.
I think I know which one you're going to tell.
Well, I mean, everybody, some of the most memorable stories aren't the good ones,
This is true.
We were turkey hunting together, and we called this turkey in. Oh, he come from 300 yards. Just heard him fainting closer and closer and closer. He broke into the field, and he come all the way to us. He just come in perfect. I mean, just couldn't have written a better script.
And then what?
Well, I'll let Bryan finish the story.
Well, you see, it was the angle that I had to put the barrel out. That's what it was. No.
Yeah, you can't ever get it set up just right. No.
Everything can sometimes feel like it's all lined up and you got it all, it's all in the bag, and it just doesn't, I don't know what happened. I still don't know. I still replay that in my head, but I missed, and it was probably wasn't even a 30-yard shot, was it?
I know. He shot, and Bryan just looked at me and goes, "What just happened?" But you know what? It's still a great memory. I mean, we still we laugh about it and we talk about it, and it's just even a bad day's a great day.
See, you can come onto that website and tell that story, and people are going to love to hear it, love to read it.
I mean, if you've hunted long enough, you're going to miss.
Oh yeah,
it's just going to happen.
It's part of it for sure.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that people, you can really beat yourself up over stuff like that, but it happens to everybody. It happens to people that have been hunting for 40 years, you know. Mm-hmm. It just sometimes just the smallest little variance of whatever, can just play into it. And but boy, it's a bummer when you're on the other end of the gun and you miss.
And then people like us keep reliving it for you.
Yeah, it's just the rest of the day doesn't go. It's like you're just kind of down the whole rest of the day. But
I've missed plenty of turkeys and deer. It happens. It happens for sure.
That turkey actually had like a cat, had more than 2 or 3 lives. Richard Logston was one of my lifelong friends. We've been hunting together for our whole lives.
He works with the foundation.
Yeah, he works for me. He was in the same place 8 days later, and I called. You say it's the same turkey, and we were hunting the same ridge line, and same thing. This turkey come in 35, 30 yards, 20 yards. I don't know how close it was, but same way.
It's further and further away every story.
Missed it clean.
Oh, man.
Just missed it clean. So I just wrote him off for the season. We'll just leave him for next year. He'll be really smart this year when we go back out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you talk about bringing that bird in 300 yards. Do you call a lot? Do you think Colin brings it in, or are you waiting on him?
No, we were calling to him.
Yeah.
But we were kind of doing what he wanted us to do.
Okay.
Once he was quiet, we got quiet for a while and then just do a little bit of soft calling, and then a few minutes later he answered. So, okay, he's still hearing us. So we just wait him out and wait long enough, give him a little bit of a call every once in a while. So over-calling, I think, sometimes is detrimental to it. But I think
we overcall because we get so bored sometimes.
Yeah, I think.
Got to be doing something.
Yeah.
You're just sitting here otherwise.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You can call and they'll hear you from a mile away, and they'll start making their way to you. But you don't have to call anymore. Sometimes you just let them.
He's coming.
Let them come.
Once he knows where you are, he's coming.
I think that's right.
But you itch. You gotta do something.
Yeah. It's like you need a muted call that doesn't make any noise, just so you can sit there and practice the motion or something.
So Johnny Guyton, you got a lot. I'm sure you've learned a lot of things throughout the years, like maybe not calling as much
every day though.
But that's something that through this community we can share. I mean, we can jump on there and share tips and tricks, and it's going to be a fun place, a forum for people to talk about the hunt, give tips and tricks, share the passion, and pass it on. And
you'll be able to reach out to people that know a lot about it. That you can say, hey, this happened today. What would you have done? You can get an opinion on something, right or wrong. It'll get an opinion, but
definitely.
And I think it's a learning place for everybody. Mm-hmm. Even people who do it every day. Like I said, you learn something every day. Every time you go out, you learn something new.
Yeah.
That's why I like hunting with people. Especially more experienced people, because when I go out with Johnny, I just try to keep my mouth shut and watch what he does, or anybody for that matter that's been hunting longer than me, because I know I'm going to learn something every time I go out. Mm-hmm. If I just keep my mouth shut or ask questions after the hunt or whatever, So,
have you always been a hunter? I mean,
I haven't.
Music has been your life for most of your life, I'm sure.
Yeah, my dad, I thank my dad for two things. He gave me the outdoors and music, but we didn't really hunt growing up. We fished all the time. That's what we did. And my dad was kind of like Steve Ranella. He didn't believe in catch and release. He was like, if we're going fishing, we're bringing whatever it is home.
We're eating fish
That
tonight.
was my dad. Or a soft shell turtle or whatever we catch is coming home. The only kind of hunting we did growing up was more like squirrel hunting and small game stuff. But honestly, I didn't know much about like turkey hunting or deer hunting growing up. I had a lot of friends that went. I just again, there really wasn't anybody that ever sort of ushered me into that, but I was always really curious about it, But overall, always been an outdoorsman for sure.
Yeah.
So
now you're changing that a little bit. You're teaching your kids, taking them out, and taking folks like me. Maybe one day we can go.
It's on, yeah, absolutely. Well, it's funny. My kids have they've been sometimes I think I made mistakes in the beginning, like, was I just taking them hunting for me? I always ask myself those kind of questions, and because I remember there was so many times where I was just constant. I feel like I'm just be quiet, And but
hard.
If I could go back, I wouldn't have made a big deal out of being quiet. I'd have let them do whatever so they could have fun. But they're both. Jack has had some success. In fact, Jack, my youngest, got a really nice doe with Johnny one time, and then he shot a turkey one time. And Justin my oldest, hasn't had success yet. He has had some misses like his dad, like father, like son. But he's been expressing a lot of interest this year. He's like, Dad, I really want to get a turkey this year, and that's the first time he said that. So I was like, all right. So I went and got him this brand new Mossberg Maverick 20 gauge. So Johnny and I are going to shoot that today and check it out on paper, and I'm excited. That's cool when you hear your kid come up and say that.
Yeah, that's the key. Make it fun for them. Yeah, make it fun for them. If they're not having a good time, they're not going to want to go back. So
that's it.
Make it fun.
Let them dig in the dirt. Let them play with whatever. Let them talk.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes because I have trouble with that sometimes. I'm like, Shh, you're not going to hear. You're not going to see. You got to be quiet. It's tough, but it's fun. Get out and educate and introduce people to the outdoors. Share the hunt.
Enjoy Tennessee.
Exactly.
Yes. Tennessee is the place to be. Johnny, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Bryan, thank you.
You too. So grateful for you guys and what y'all do. Thank you.
Yeah. Don, thanks for helping co-host.
You bet.
Thanks to the Power Sports, Columbia Power Sports here for having us. This is an awesome showroom.
It's
Go
a
check them
super
out.
center for sure.
Yeah, so come down to Columbia, check them out, or visit their website, and we appreciate their sponsorship and their help throughout the years. I guess that's going to wrap it up, guys.
So y'all want to jump in one of these and go to lunch real quick?
Let's go.
That'd be good. There's a place right down the street.
We don't get one of these. I thought that was part of the deal.
I'll talk to them, see what I can do.
Pull some strings.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Remember, tnoutdoorcommunity.com. Keep visiting that site. Check it out and see where we go with that. But we appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.